Okay guys, I'm aware that this video is gonna get a lot of people angry, considering that Under the Red Hood is one of the most popular movies and comic book arcs of like all time in the DC universe. However, you already know by the title, not only do I think that Under the Red Hood is a bad origin story for Jason Todd, like seriously, it's poorly written, but I also think that Batman Arkham Knight did it better. In Batman Arkham Knight, Red Hood is actually handled way better than Under the Red Hood, and it's written significantly better and makes significantly more sense. Now, without further ado, let's talk about why. Now, first, I feel like I should give you a brief synopsis on Under the Red Hood's interpretation of Jason Todd's origin story. And also, just a quick disclaimer, when I say origin story, I'm not talking about how Jason Todd joined the Bat family. I'm talking about how Jason Todd turned into the Red Hood. So basically how it happened in the comics and in the animated movie, Jason Todd basically got caught lacking by Joker. He was disobedient to Batman and he went to go find the Joker, and then Joker beat him briefly, and then he exploded and he died in Batman's arms. Now, Jason Todd was dead. Batman buried him. However, a few years later, Ra's al Ghul actually resurrected him in the Lazarus Pit, and that's how he got back. Now, let's talk about Batman Arkham Knight's version of this, in which I feel Batman Arkham Knight's version is way more impactful, meaningful, and it actually makes more sense. So it started the same as Under the Red Hood, Jason Todd being disobedient again, and he got caught lacking by Joker. However, this time, Joker didn't kill Jason Todd. Instead, he decided to torture Jason Todd for literally 3 years. He then sent the clip to Batman for Batman to watch his son be tortured and killed, but obviously Joker didn't actually kill him, which we found out. Now, this storyline is much better for a variety of reasons. It's a lot more impactful, because in the Red Hood storyline, Batman at least was able to get closure. He was able to bury Jason Todd and he was able to kind of move on. However, no one can really move on when you receive a video clip of your son being tortured, beaten, and then killed. Now, of course, Batman did eventually find a way to move on as he recruited Tim Drake, he recruited Barbara Gordon, all of the new people in the Bat family in the Arkhamverse. However, we see in the Arkham Knight that Batman still holds a lot of trauma and a lot of guilt for the situation. Another reason why it's better is because Joker is a lot more comic accurate. Dude, Joker is a symbol of chaos. He wants evil and chaos to happen. As a person who's been reading and loving Joker for literally my entire life, I know it's not in Joker's character to simply just kill you. He literally broke down Jason Todd. In the Arkhamverse, he literally put it in Jason Todd's head that Batman is responsible for all of it. Not to mention in the Arkhamverse comics, which you guys need to go read them right now. Joker literally got a bunch of thugs to dress up as Batman, and he told Jason Todd to kill them, and that's exactly what he did. This psychological torture is actually a lot more believable from Joker. And it makes sense, and it actually gives Jason Todd a reason to hate Batman. Now, I kind of want to talk about Red Hood versus the Arkham Knight. And when I say Red Hood, I'm talking about Red Hood from Under the Red Hood and Arkham Knight from the Arkhamverse, obviously. The Arkham Knight is way more menacing and way more terrifying than a Red Hood. Dude, I remember in 2015 when I got a brand new PS4 and I got this game for my birthday. And bro, I loved the Arkham Knight so much because of how much of a menace he was. And from the very beginning, we knew he had some type of vendetta against Batman with the anger in his voice when he talked to him. And as the story progresses, you start to see and hear a little less anger and a lot more pain. Now, in Under the Red Hood, it is completely different. Red Hood isn't menacing at all. He literally cracks jokes and he doesn't even sound angry or mean. It's not until the very end of the movie where he actually starts to show emotion. And that's when you actually see the pain that he's been through. At the end of the movie. But out of all of the things that I've said, right? Out of all of that, let's talk about the biggest flaw. The fact that in Under the Red Hood, Batman literally found out the Red Hood's secret identity in the middle of the movie. This is so lame. This is like the worst storytelling I've ever seen in my life. In Arkham Knight, it was handled significantly better because Batman had no idea who the Arkham Knight was. Alfred and Oracle could find zero leads, nothing, nobody knew. All he knew was that the Arkham Knight was a menace who knew a hell of a lot about Batman. However, the big reveal was definitely amazing. And in this scene where the Arkham Knight took off his helmet and he was Jason Todd, and where he said, "You really have no idea, do you, Bruce?" This scene was incredibly powerful, and Batman had no idea that it was Jason Todd, and it had him shook. However, in Under the Red Hood, when we finally see the Red Hood without his mask, Batman is just like, "Jason." Like, come on, dude. And also another thing from the Arkham game that I really love is that it always makes sure that you know Jason Todd is not a villain. The Arkham Knight is not a villain. Yes, he is working with villains, but it's because all of the pain that he's been through. The only reason he's working with them is because he wants to get revenge on Batman because all of the psychological terror and torture that Joker put into his mind. That Batman is the enemy. Jason Todd, aka the Arkham Knight, doesn't really want to hurt anyone. That's why he didn't hurt Barbara. That's why he didn't really hurt anybody as the Arkham Knight. He had multiple opportunities to kill Batman, but he didn't. All of this is just his way of handling his pain and his grief. That his idol couldn't save him. Batman is supposed to be the greatest detective in the world, but he couldn't find where Jason Todd was. And that resulted in Jason Todd being tortured for 3 years. So yeah, guys, that's the video. All in all, Batman Arkham Knight told Jason Todd's story and, well, Red Hood's origin story significantly better than Under the Red Hood. I'm definitely a huge fan of Red Hood. I read his comics, like I own his comics. And I genuinely feel like the Arkham series is much more loyal and much more significant to his character and tells his story way better. Now, if you disagree, like the video first and then comment your opinion on why you think I'm wrong. And if you do agree, like the video 3 times and then comment and argue with the people that disagree in the comments. But yeah, man, make sure you guys like and subscribe. Turn on post notifications. I love making these videos. I love arguing with you guys. Remember, it's fun in games. We love each other. We can still argue, but we still love each other. And it's fun talking about this type of stuff. But yeah, leave a like. Make sure you guys go read those Arkham series comics because they're super, super good. And yeah, ladies and gentlemen, I'm out. Peace.